so much for joining us for another edition of the Bloody Legends with Jai, that Aussie metal guy, and Jim Taylor, brought to you by crank.com. Make sure you're a bloody legend and hit that like and subscribe. Okay then, g'day. How the hell are you going? It's time for another edition of the Bloody Legends with myself, Jai, that Aussie metal guy, and my ever reliable partner in crime, Jim Taylor, all the way over there in the US. It is with great pleasure that we have Mr. Tim Ripper Owens, who is a legendary figure in the world of heavy metal, known for his powerful, inhuman vocal range and electrifying stage presence, from his early days fronting tribute bands to his tenure with iconic acts like Judas Priest, Iced Earth, Yngwie Malmsteen, Dio's Disciples, The Three Tremors, Ripper, and just about everything bloody else. KK's Priest, which is unreal. Leviathan Project, so much going on. Tim, thank you so much for joining me, my friend.
Good to be here.
Sir.
Absolute pleasure. I know you are gearing up for a tour in February to celebrate your incredible journey through heavy metal. I know you've been to Australia a whole bunch of times. You must be pretty excited about getting back down under, eh?
I love it. You know, I get there a lot. My girlfriend lives up in Katoomba in the Blue Mountains, so I come there quite a bit, and that's why I'm lucky to hook up with this great band. You know, I mean, Joel McDonald and Jordan, they're from Sydney, and Voya and Andrew. So we did a show last year. Joel and I have played a lot throughout the last 10 years, but the band's so good, man. I mean, these guys are so good. So I get to do, come over there and visit and tour. So nothing better than that.
That's I was going to say, this is a heck of a record, man. And it's very different from what you've done prior.
Leviathan Project 1. Yeah, dude,
yeah.
Me and Jim were just talking about this because we've been diving right into your stuff with the Leviathan Project and the album, the MCMLXXXII, recently dropped, as well as the Volume 2.
Which record are you talking about with me? Which one's different?
I am so sorry. Leviathan Project you just did with
yeah.
I apologize.
That's
you
cool.
have so many projects.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
Everything I do is a little bit different. I mean,
yeah.
I did a New Revenge a couple of years ago that was different. Which was amazing. Probably one of the most successful records. But working with him in Leviathan Project, when he asked me to guest sing on it and pretty much do all the vocals, it was awesome because the vocals were recorded right here where I recorded KK's Priest, right here, and sitting at this desk right here. But he would send songs at different times, so he would write them. That's why it really has a lot of flavor, I think, because he would write songs at different periods, and he would just write one, and then 3 months later he'd send another one, and 3 months later he'd send another one. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, it's a really organic kind of sounding stuff, I think.
Absolutely. And for what you do with Priest versus that, do you find it hard to jump from one to? I don't hear you, like, you're so versatile, dude. That, like,
no, because my singing doesn't change as much as people think. I mean, with other projects I could get more aggressive. I sing here I'm working on somebody's song right now. The other day I did a song that was like death metal hardcore. My voice is, and now I'm doing one that's the complete opposite. It's like Yngwie 70s kind of rock. But my voice most of the time, in kind of like Leviathan Project, Three Tremors, KK's Priest, my solo stuff, Ripper, which was released 2 years ago, Ripper Return to Death Row, which is awesome. Yeah, that's awesome. But vocally, it's all pretty much the same. It's just sometimes it comes across differently, but the vocals on it are still pretty much the same. I mean, the vocals on the new KK's Priest are phenomenal, I think. I mean, just a lot of versatility in it. But yeah, it's really fun to do all the different stuff because the music and melodies can be a little bit different, but the voice, really, it's still me. People can usually hear it and go, "Oh, that's Ripper,"
Oh yeah. Oh, definitely. And that I think that's what made you. That's what made but you're also nuanced because of your high register and your low register. So I had a friend of mine. I got to shout out to my buddy Mike. His favorite Judas Priest record was Jugulator.
Yeah.
And I discovered you in that, and then I discovered you in Demolition. And it's funny because like that was some of the heaviest material I had heard in years.
Well, that's what they'll say to me. I didn't know you, like, I get on stage and sing with Sepultura and I sound like Sepultura. It's like, or whatever. But those Judas Priest records had it, I mean, it was underneath. One on One is if you listen to One on One, the main thing I can hear is, oh, yeah, the fists of God. But then it's got the main one on top of it. And but that's, what? I grew up with, my favorite singer was Ronnie James Dio,
yes, sir,
who could sound like a sweet woman at one moment, and then he sounded like the devil,
correct.
And Rob Halford and John Oliva and David Bowie, and those singers all do that, right? They all, and now I love the Beatles, not realizing they were like that in a way. Like, even though they had other singers that sang in it, sometimes Paul McCartney would sound nice, sometimes he would sound raspy, and I like singers like that. But I like to use I like the aggressive and the power. I like to do that. So it's kind of nice to sing something nice, but I enjoy blowing somebody's face off.
And you did mention KK's Priest, that it does blow people's faces off, man.
Dude.
I love those album sermons of The Sinner and the latest one, The Sinner Rides Again, which did drop last year. What's it been like working back with KK and doing these albums and actually doing so bloody well, ripping up the world with KK's Priest as well?
Yeah, it's been great. I mean, they were very successful and received really great. Sinner Rides Again, that's my favorite, and I just think it's heavier. And again, I sat at this little desk with my microphone and just sat here and sang it and sang the vocals. And, and I'll tell you what the great thing about this is. We can bring it live. There's no backing tracks, or, I might have a bad night every now and then, and that's going to be normal. But when you watch us open up with Hellfire Thunderbolt into Strike of the Viper into One More Shot at Glory, I mean, it's just powerful stuff, man. I mean, we sound better than the record, and that's what's great. But it's been great with him because he's so much fun. He's so energetic, and he's such a great guy to be around. He's a joy to be with and to be on stage with.
The energy and and it's funny, the energy and the aggression too that you guys have. It's so funny. We're just sitting here. And it's so cool to talk to you like this, and then I've seen you on stage with like leather and the whole. I mean, that it's amazing to see older band. Don't take this the wrong way. We're there with you. We're all over 40 here. But to see the older guys, show you how it's done. Like you guys, Slayer, Metallica, Anthrax, Death Angel, Testament, all our boys.
I mean, but that's all we know. We come from the era of life. And fortunately, I just say, it's funny. Sometimes I have to try and keep up with KK. I mean, 72 years old, we're at rehearsal all day and I'm like, man, I'm beat. I'm going to go sit down, and he's just over there at it full on. I'm like, I don't know if he's found some kind of fountain of youth or what he has, but, but it's exciting, and it's really good to be able to do it. Our videos most of them have over 1 million views, and for the ones we made, and people can watch that Bloodstock one, which we're better live than that show. The Bloodstock Festival footage, it's all on there. We're actually better now because that was at the beginning. Now we've had a whole other year of touring, and we're even better. But you know what? You get up there and you do it. I mean, it's that's what we do. That's our job.
Yeah. Besides the
hey, listen, you don't want to go and get a brain surgery from some guy that's gonna not be able to do it like he did 10 years ago. I always say that about singers. I don't want to watch a singer that can't sing what he did in the studio. I don't want to watch it. I mean, you can change it. It's your songs, but if you're changing it because you can't sing it or play it, I don't want to see that. I don't want a brain surgeon that hands aren't the same as they were before. And he goes, well, I'm just going to kind of pack it in
I'm
a
going to
little
wing
bit
it
on this one. Yeah, I mean, that's all right. That's all right. But that's Bob McGillicuddy. He's famous. He's a famous surgeon, so it's all right with him. No, it's not.
Yeah,
all
but he
right.
had 3 strokes, sir. He's cutting to this man's sternum.
he see, I guess musicians can have backing tracks and surgeons can't. So I guess I guess they can now because it's probably robots. It's probably a robot doing the surgery anyways. So
not good.
So you've also, one thing through your career, Tim, is you've also been very, very giving of your time as an artist. You've collaborated with so many bands, like big bands and middle range bands and other bands, you know what I mean? How do you choose which project you're going to collaborate with, because you are very, very giving of your time. I've seen you, like, I'm not going to go through every single band you've collaborated on, but you
can't do that.
I cannot do that. You've collaborated with so many bands, you know what I mean? And it's great for the bands and other people to see you giving your time like this.
Well, I'm doing it. I did this one the other day, and I got this one right now that I'm working on. First of all, I make a living in music, so I don't do it for free.
No.
Unless it's Udo for the new Dirk Schneider Balls of the Wall thing.
Yes.
But I love to do these different things. Some of them are great and professional and sound amazing. Some of them I listen to. Someone asked me the other day, do I ever turn things down? I said, well, I've turned a few down, but I don't always because, first of all, these people don't get to work with. I mean, back in my day, we couldn't work with anybody. Now they can go to my website and there's a link that they can get a hold of me and see if they want it. They go to timripperowens.com or they can email me at rippermusic@gmail.com and ask if I could sing on a record or on a song. Because it's what I do. And instead of coming home and laying around like a bum, well, I do go to the gym every day, but instead of not doing anything, I love to do music. And I've done some amazing stuff. I've done some shitty stuff, but I've done some amazing stuff with some amazing artists who would never be able to do that, and they're excited about it. Sometimes I'll send it to them and I go all out, 12 vocal tracks. I mean, I make this, they might not like it. Some of them probably haven't. But most of them, I'm always saying, I wonder if you're going to like this. And they're so damn excited. I've probably done 5 or 6 with Australian bands, artists or musicians and, all different. So, it's exciting. And when I come off the road, like I just did this time, I did it really fast. I just post, hey, I'm off the road. I got time. I don't always do it because sometimes I do want to rest, but Christmas is coming up, so I know I'm going to spend a lot of money. So I said, I'm off the road. If anybody wants me to sing on a song or two, when this started was when COVID hit, because I thought, what the hell am I going to do?
Right.
So I posted,
you can't play live.
I made 5 albums that year. I think I did A New Revenge. I think mine came out. Pyramid, which is a progressive rock band, Held Hostage, 3 Trimmers. I did all kinds of stuff during that year.
Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Yeah, so many projects.
A lot of stuff, a lot of fun. Yeah. And again, people can reach out, go to my website.
So how do you approach, Tim? So how do you approach that when you're guesting on someone's role compared to where you're the front vocalist for KK's Priest and the Leviathan Project and these bands like that? How do you approach it when you're coming as a guest role for someone else's project?
Right.
Well, it would be the same. I mean, the thing is, if it's my own project, it's fit for me.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, KK's going to send me songs. AJ might put some vocal guides down. It's fit for me. And then I mold it into myself more. These ones, I still try to mold it into myself, but I don't want to stray too far. I try to stick on what they wrote and I sing their melodies. And I try to stick to it. The one I'm working on today is the last 2 days has been a little tougher. There's no repeating shit in it. It's just, I can't copy and paste and fly a chorus over to the next chorus. It's all different. And it's a little different for me. So it's taken me a while. But it's fun when it's written for yourself, but that you learn stuff this way. You learn stuff if you're trying to sing. This is a little bit higher in my natural voice I'm doing today, but you learn different techniques. But I approach it all the same. I go in trying to do the same thing. You know, I don't. I might spend a little more time. It's my own record.
Sure.
That's understandable.
I'll go back again.
That's totally understandable, dude.
Or it depends on what they're paying me as well. If they're paying a lot, I spend a lot more time on it.
I need 30 more takes. Yeah, like, for the one. Is there?
You're still there, Jim?
I am still here.
So
we're good.
So when this upcoming tour in February, Tim, so how do you go about, because have such a massive body of work, how do you go about like choosing tracks to play for a tour like this as well?
Well, you got to mix it up. Some people want to hear just my stuff, my solo stuff, Beyond Fear, my era Judas Priest, maybe Eisters, Yngwie, and then other people want to hear everything of, they want to hear classic Priest. They want to hear me do
Charred
something
Walls.
like that. Charred Walls would be great, but then the problem when you start doing so much of Beyond Fear or Charred Walls, 85% is probably not going to know it.
Yep.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
So it becomes difficult. This set list is really good. Now, what show were you guys at then? Oh, well, you're in America, so you won't be there. So where are you at?
I'm sorry. No.
I am in Adelaide, so you will be playing. Okay. Yeah, you'll be playing Sunday, the 23rd of Feb at the Gov, which I will be there for that one, mate.
I played last year in Melbourne and Sydney with the same lineup, and it was so good. The band was so great, and just like I said, good friends of mine Joel and Jordan McDonald are pretty known in the industry around there. They're unbelievable, but Jordan's like a Muppet on the drum kit. But Voya and Andrew, it was so good. So we had a great set list on that one, but this one, we've made it better. I've got a couple KK's Priest songs in this set list. I got Beyond Fear, Scream Machines in this set list. Nice. We threw in a classic like Beyond the Realms of Death is in this set list. Great. I think we got 3 or 4 of my era Judas Priest songs. I'll throw in a couple of. We got Ice Earth When the Eagle Cries is in this set list.
I have something to show you in a minute.
Couple Black Sabbath songs because I got to give a nod to the best singer ever, Ronnie James Dio. So it's you got to make a set list that tries to make it. But I make a set list that people have fun. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't, we're not up there to pump my chest on this is the song I made with Winter's Bane or something. There is people that want to hear it, but I got to make one that everybody has fun. Everybody sings, Exactly. So that's what I think I've done on this one for sure.
I was going to ask go ahead, sir.
No, you go, Jim. I want to know what you want to say there, mate.
Delay. It's not like we're half a world away or anything. I remember on Demolition, you had a song, which I'm hoping makes it. I was going to sneakily submit this as a or not a cover, Jesus, as into the set list is "Hell Is Home," which I think is
that's in the set list.
Thank God. Okay, so at the same time that I was listening to that record, there was a show that came out on Adult Swim called Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Yeah,
and I discovered it. And I realized that you're saying the lyrics, looking at me, why? But what I heard was looking at Meatwad. And I thought there you go.
That's funny. That's what it sounds like. Looking at me, why? Sort of like a leopard. Okay for your combo. That's too good for me. Hey, looking at Meatwad. That's fucking great. Looking at me, I love that.
But I was
that's heavy.
It's going to be your fault,
that
Jim.
From now on.
And it's going to be your fault, Jim. So you've had some massive, massive highlights in your career, Tim, and still making plenty more, hopefully. Do you have any that kind of really stand out up until this point, for?
Indeed.
Well, I think making Judas Priest was a highlight, and I think this KK's Priest, how it's went, the shows, the friendship, being on stage with these guys, the big shows, the big festivals. I think this has been I mean, it's hard to get out there and tour in the world now. The expense, the cost, everything's really difficult. Yes. But man, we made the best of it, and it's been a really great. So I think that's a big highlight of it is KK's Priest.
Yeah, and I also think like with you, like the career you've had, you're still so relevant. You're still creating new fans every day, and you've come up against some massive challenges in your life, and you've actually rolled with the punches and, made this your bloody own as well.
Well, I'm lucky I get to do it. It's funny when there's, because people know everything on social media, and then when you say something and somebody's like, oh, what have you done? It has been from the 90s or whatever, that you haven't done anything since. And I'm like, I do more now. I play in front of more people. I sell more music. I've been more places in the world in the past 5 years than I have. So, it's just, I work hard. I want to sing good. And I'm kind of lucky that I'm able to do it,
I feel the same because once I hit my 40s, I started getting more motivated and wanting to do more and I think everything kind of just clicked into place. And I've kind of noticed with that, you've been busy through all your career, but like the last how many years, you've just been so prolific and bringing out so many great albums and gaining so many new fans, and you're playing all over the bloody place all the time. And I know that's the way of the music industry, but it's also really
it is. Now that I'm 57, I don't want to go get a proper job now. I mean, what the hell? This is like a 57 and become the Walmart greeter. Welcome to Walmart, and then
but you gotta do it like Ripper though, and make sure you scream it.
Yeah, welcome to Walmart. The problem is any job I would get though. This is what I thought when COVID hit. I'm like, what am I going to do? And I thought, man, could you imagine like someone orders Uber Eats and they look at their driver and they go, dude, that's Tim Ripper Owens, man.
I don't know. That'd be kind of cool though. I don't know. You might get something out of it.
I've always said this to people when Uber Eats started, and back in the day you had to deliver it to their door, right? Or you had to deliver it to them. You had to give it to them, but now you just drop it off on the stoop. But I thought, I come home, I would do that on the off time for the hell of it. Yes. What the hell? I'd make some extra money. Then I thought, oh, wait a minute, they would know who I am. I can't do that.
That would be, oh, fuck yeah. Look, this has been an absolute pleasure. Tim, do you want to chuck anything? I mean, Jim, do you want to chuck anything? Tim and Jim, do you want to chuck anything else in, my friend? Yeah, dude.
I'm good.
I'm going to let you jump off, mate. I know you got a few more on. Let you get a coffee in between. Indeed. Do you have any last words, shout outs, thank yous, or anything else you'd like to add?
Everybody just check it out. Melbourne on the 14th, Sydney on the 20th, Brisbane on the 22nd, Adelaide on the 23rd, Perth on the 24th. This is in February. So listen, Valentine's Day, we're playing Melbourne. And I said, what better way for the wife or girlfriend or husband or boyfriend to come and be serenaded with Burnin' Hell? I mean, that is the best Valentine's Day song ever.
That's
Happy
what I'm coming
Valentine's Day to the loved one. No roses needed, just Burnin' Hell.
Exactly. Straight from Tim Ripper's mouth, mate. Valentine's Day. Do it. Everybody grab yourself some KK's Priest, Leviathan Project, and everything else Tim has got. Chucking in the stereo. Crank some Ripper today. The neighbors are going to want to hear it too. Cheers, mate.
All right. We'll see you guys.
Oi, you're tuned in to Jai, that Aussie metal guy, so make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so you don't miss any of his sick content. And remember, stay brutal, you legend.